All right, y'all. So today we're going to be updating the Gekishin Squadra tier list, as there has been not only a decent amount of changes, but the new addition of Super Saiyan Gotenks. I think this guy is pretty good, and I think he definitely deserves to be on this list here. Well, I guess duh, because there's every character on this list, but you guys get the point. So we're going to be talking about this guy, but we're also going to be talking about a few changes that were made to just my list in general. But there's also been the Super Saiyan Goku Nerfs and the Majin Buu Buffs. I want to address those and just talk about any other changes that I feel like are necessary based off of just further play, further testing, things like that. So anyways, we'll hop right into it. I guess the first thing we'll talk about is Super Saiyan Gotenks and where I would put him on the list specifically. So Gotenks is very versatile and a more offensive kind of, I think, technical compared to, like, let's say Android 17 or, you know, another character like maybe, I mean, Hit is like somewhat offensive, you know, more like Kid Gohan, right? Gotenks has a lot of very unique abilities to him with the Ghost. I think especially this has a lot of potential options, right? You know, you summon an enemy, you apply movement speed down. If you have it to self or ally hero, it will follow that target, and then again when it attacks the enemy, it'll explode on them. And if there's no target, it waits at a set position. So again, the ghost could be used for multiple different situations. You could use it to protect towers, you could use it to push towers, you could use it to push objective, protect, you know, stop other enemies from going into the objective, team fights. You know, if you're gonna have maybe, I don't know, there's just many situations you could really use this for depending on what's going on in the game. And you get so many ghosts, the cooldown is very small. Like, this is a very, very, very good move. Hyper Ultra Super Combo, this does give a stun. It does have pretty good tracking, I think, overall. And you will warp back to where this goes activated automatically, so you can kind of just get in there, get out of there, right? And because of that stun, if you pair this up with a lane partner very well, then you're looking really, really good. Then finally, we have the Galactic Donuts. I think this move is, in my opinion, it is probably, like, it could be the most powerful, but it really needs high coordination with, you know, other players that you're playing with. But again, pair this with like Spirit Bomb or Kamehameha, or, you know, Diamond Goku's, you know, Bomb, Kale. Like, this could be really used really good. These two skills, both of them could be used really nice for just getting secures with your attacker in the lane with you. That's going to be really, really nice as well. This gives movement speed up if you KO or assist an enemy hero. It also provides it to your nearby ally heroes. I've used this a couple of times. We get a pick off, then we push the God of Destruction. We get that extra movement speed up really good. He has a transformation, which means that he has a essentially get out of jail free card, right? Then of course the ultimate is very powerful. Like, there's, like, everything about this guy is good. Like, there's not a single thing that I'm looking at this and like, yeah, I want this to be approved or anything like that. Like, this is all good. I would say, if anything, maybe a slight adjustments in terms of like at most a nerf. I wouldn't even say nerf this character, because a lot of these technical characters I think are very similar in strength. I mean, you guys see I've had all these technical characters in Grit and Roll, and I think that is still true. They all do very unique things. Like, Hit is really good for backdooring. Hit is really good for, again, also assisting, like with the stagger. If you see, like, basically every character here has their own, again, unique thing in some way or some short. Krillin with his mines, Krillin with the Destructive Dex is pretty good actually. Like, he has the blinding as well. Frieza's really good at securing objectives. Kai 17 is just really good at being able to push in or escape a little more comfortably. He has a direct counter against Kale as well. I think he does really well against Kale, but also being able to prevent transformations is really huge. Gohan's just a massive support character with a stagger. He has multiple staggers, pretty good range overall. Gotenks, again, he's just doing a lot of good things. The stagger, the Galactic Donut, the ultimate, like, everything about him is flavorful, amazing, beautiful. I'm putting this guy in this great in roll tier, though. I do not think he's best in roll. I am still gonna say I think good Gohan is best in roll. I would say you can make the argument though. Like, I think for me, Kid Gohan is a little more, I think, straightforward. The thing about Gotenks is that I think a lot of people don't know how to work around the ghost. I think that's one thing. The ghost, you know, you could use many moves, like Key Blast or anything like that to kind of get around them. They're pretty obvious for the most part, unless they're hidden somewhere, which, you know, I think as more time passes on, more people will figure out how to use Gotenks, right? And there could be stuff that, you know, even I don't know about Gotenks specifically right now. Even then, even though he has this transformation get out of jail free card, I feel like, I just think what Kid Gohan is providing with the buffs he has, the 2 stuns he has on the ultimate here, he has just an energy block. This just blocks any energy blast, which, you know, there's so many really good energy blasts right here. Like, he has just really, really good things. And, you know, physical defense down. It's any defense down like that. I think feels like it's pretty good to me, honestly. But yeah, no, Kid Gohan's just like really good. He's able to kind of zoom around the map, of course, like any technical as well. I just kind of think that this move is really stupid. This move is really stupid, and the buffs he gives are very powerful, dude. You could argue though, like in a solo queue environment, would Gotenks be better than Gohan? Potentially, but even then, I would say if you're in a solo queue environment, you would use Hit, right? That's kind of what I feel like. I think, yeah, I should point that out. Like, if you're in a solo queue, Hit or Frieza would probably be a better choice between the two. But I kind of like do these lists in terms of like my view of running teams, right? So in this case, I would say that's why I have Gohan best in roll. I think Gohan just slightly has the edge, but it's very close. I think you could easily slide most of these technicals into best in roll and make a very, very good argument. And at this point, you know, we're speaking about technicals. Let's talk about Majin Buu. I wonder, do the Majin Buu buffs show in here? In fact, I should bring up just technical roll in general. Are the Majin Buu buffs in here? Did they say anything specifically? No, they haven't even updated this to show no skills, but is it in here? Yeah, season 1 questions. Majin Buu got crazy buffed, crazy buffs. His HP is way larger now. It's a significant amount of HP that he has at this point. I've had situations where I've lived like a Kale skill through skill 1 early game. Like that happened to me before. I obviously wasn't like a crazy like, oh my god, I live so much, but I was able to live when I could have been one shot in the past with Majin Buu. Skill 1 does crazy damage though. It actually just does so much more damage. It's pretty nasty. It is basically like a I don't know the exact percentage, but I mean, we see right here, this is basically a 50% increase at the skill level 2, right? 500 to 750, that's 250, 600 to 900, 450 to 675. And keep in mind, the movement speed down kind of is still applied there. Like you're doing so much extra damage, but then on top of this, you're also still movement speed down in the enemy. In fact, let me show you guys. Here, I wanted to show you guys this specifically. Like we see, I'm playing Majin Buu, right? Stopped Kale right there. By myself, I got Kale under 50% HP. And Kale's not like a tanky character, but Majin Buu did not do that before, right? And we see with each of these kind of skills that I hit on her, look at that, bam, bam. That's pretty crazy, right? And we just were able to confirm the kill and kill because she slowed down. Right here, we talk about the extra range and the healing. His healing range was increased from 6 meters /8/12 to 8/10/14. And the cancel distance of how far an enemy can go to get it is way farther as well. Or how far an ally can go to stop getting it is what I should say, right? So you see this white invisible line right here? That's the distance for me to get healed, but also the enemy. Right here, okay, well, I got an assist with 18 because I helped hit 18 a little bit, and then we just right here just stopped Caulifla. We just melted Caulifla right there because I slowed her down. She couldn't really do anything. And even then with Caulifla, my moves are targeted towards her. So I was able to do that as well. I mean, these are pretty significant. All three of these together I think that helps Majin Buu out a huge amount because now he's actually able to do significant damage. Because again, his rush attacks, they do decent damage-ish when you're able to get debuffs. But now this could do a little bit extra, and you're pairing with a good attacker. Like, it all adds up. He's, again, tankier. Skill 2 is a lot better. I always just talking about, like, I don't think the healing necessarily needs to be adjusted, but the range, I think, what needed to be a little higher, and they gave him that, man. So I think Majin Buu is great in role. I think every technical right now is great in role. I think you could argue any technical is best in role if you're really good at that character, and you could make very valid arguments for every character. I personally, if I was gonna choose the best 3 technicals, it's Buu, Hit, and Gohan. People would say Gotenks. I've seen a lot of Gotenks play, and I get it. I just think these 3 are doing what they're doing like best. That's my opinion personally. But you could definitely say Gotenks, right? Gotenks is very good as well. By the way, the tiers aren't ordered within themselves. They just kind of have the characters on here, but they're all up there, man. All these technicals just very, like, you could be like, yep, I think Krillin's best, or I think 17's best, or I think Gotenks best, I think Majin Buu's best, I think Hit's best. I don't care. I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure, man, I get it, sure, that's understandable. Like, that's technical. Let me move Gohan back up here. Now we could talk about Super Saiyan Goku's nerfs. I think they do impact him. I don't think they impact him enough where he's not best in slot, in my opinion. I still do think that generally, again, if we look at Super Saiyan Goku and what he's doing specifically, he still has the Spirit Bomb, which is very good. Kamehameha, virtually untouched, still does insane amounts of damage. Transformation is always nice. Meteor Hammer, the actual, like, I've had a few situations where I could have gone away or staggered or confirmed to secure like a kill or something on an enemy, but it's not gonna make or break this guy where now he's suddenly really bad. The biggest change was the Kaioken speed. You could very much feel the difference in how fast he is compared to like in this video or how it is now. I mean, the speed decrease is huge. You can also feel the strike attack up effect decrease, because that would apply to this right here, because it's a strike move, right? So, like, you feel the damage difference here, in my opinion, and you feel the Kaioken speed. Like, that adds together, but it's more of like, okay, you're bringing Super Saiyan Goku on par with Kale, on par with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, on par with Daima Goku. Like, I think that's how it feels like to me, rather than Super Saiyan Goku is stuck there. Like, he's best in role. Like, now you could be like, I think it's like, before you, it's like, it's always Super Saiyan Goku. But now you could do this, or you could do something like this, or you could do something like this, of course. Like, you know, people could always do that. Like, I think a lot of these like attackers are more interchangeable now. I'm still, people will argue against it. I still think Kale is better than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Kale is just way better at securing. Kale is able to, I think, that ultimate is just so oppressive. A Kale in a good player's hands is more dangerous than Super Saiyan 3 Goku in a good player's hand. That's my opinion. There's way more counters to Super Saiyan 3 Goku than I think people think. It's the same thing with Gotenks. I think a lot of these characters we've kind of, I mean, even seen in network test, right? Or leading up to the game release, right? And have just had more playtime against them, especially because, you know, like, for example, Kale's a free character, right? Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I haven't seen that many Super Saiyan 3 Gokus in the past week or so. Honestly, not just me though. I think Kale is just doing what she's able to do better. Super Saiyan 3 Goku has way better mobility. We could definitely say that. Mobility is important in these games, of course. Khalifa also does exist, though. And the thing about Kale is she will usually go bottom lane and have a tank peel for her as well. And she could very comfortably just sit back like 16,000 meters and just do what she does. Like, could you argue Kale right now is best attacker theoretically? I think you could make the argument because Super Saiyan Goku nerfs, but I would still say Super Saiyan Goku, in my opinion, is better overall. just because he still has the better mobility while still having really good burst damage, while still having really good secure. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, like his, again, I talked about, like, the issue is the instant transmission Kamehameha. Super Kamehameha by itself is nothing mega crazy. It's something you have to charge up. It does a lot of damage, but it's not like a burst of damage. Many times I'm like, okay, you're hitting the Kai with this, I just burst my own damage and I get the Kai snipe. You get them low for me. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, right? Thank you, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, for feeding me. In that regard, right? He doesn't have an ultimate until later on in the fight. Like there's things, and even this leaves him wide open. Like obviously you could use it in an advantageous statement. It's really IT Kamehameha that I think was the issue for many people. I think that could be adjusted, honestly. That's the only thing I would say about this guy. Diamond Goku is a menace, bro. Like sometimes I really want to like do this. Like I especially with Gotenks out right now. Diamond Goku Gotenks is a disgusting lane. Disgusting, right? But again, most of these I want to change. Cooler right here, Caulifla, I don't think I would personally have a change. I think the number one ranked player, EU player, has Caulifla above Cooler. I think the only biggest reason why I like Cooler more, the biggest one, is Cooler has a better ultimate, in my opinion. Cooler's ultimate is so good. And we take a look at Caulifla's ultimate in comparison, it's just a night and day difference, no? Yeah, and like, again, I was talking about the ultimates, but the Supernova, man, it's just so good. It's such a wide range. That Caulifla's ultimate, it's like, it's okay. The provoked, again, is nice, but it's like you have the skill for that. I don't know. Something about Caulifla's ultimate, I think, could potentially use a small adjustment. I don't really think it's like a necessary thing, though, because her skills are all really good anyways. But if they were gonna, like, buff her by any chance, maybe just, I don't know. I don't know. So maybe a little more damage reduction after she uses this. Like, she doesn't, I don't think, needs extra damage or anything like that. But, like, maybe even make her a little tankier, or the range of it could increase and be more annoying. I think the range is pretty good, though. So, it's not really the worst thing. It's just Cooler's ultimate. If anything, maybe Cooler's ultimate needs a nerf. Again, they did nerf the time of the ultimate, the damage it does, but it's still so good. It's still so good, man. This used to do more damage, by the way. They mega nerfed the damage that this did from the network test. But that's kind of the biggest reason why I have Cooler above Caulifla, is that ultimate. Just so you guys can know. Piccolo's here just because Piccolo's a snipe god. There's also a few changes I would make here. I think I'm moving Zamasu down. It's just the more time passes on, the more I'm like, and I could potentially move Baby down. I think I'll keep Baby here. I think Baby, I still like a tier above Cell on Zamasu, because he still has very useful tools. No one really uses Baby. Like, to be fair, I see so many people who use Cell. So people love Cell. People really love using Cell, man. That guy needs a buff, in my opinion. Like, once he gets his buffs, though, we'll be looking really, really good. But Zamasu, I think, really needs help, man. He honestly, more HP. I feel like he was designed with Project Multi HP, because keep in mind, from Project Multi to Gekishin, I always say this, the HP for all characters are kind of nerfed down, but especially Zamasu felt like his HP was just decreased heavily. And it feels like he was designed with that in mind. Like, this is a fine move. I think this needs some change or rework, though. Skill 2 is kind of useless right now. I don't really think it does anything useful. Skill 1's pretty good. I like Skill 1. I think I like his ultimate as well. Like, he has some good stuff to him. It's just, he doesn't tank well enough. He doesn't have as much damage as the other character. He doesn't have as much hold down or CC. Like, the movement speed down is nice, but this guy doesn't have any stagger or any, like, real big hits stun. Like, I really like the ultimate, but it's like, you look at this ultimate and then Cooler's ultimate, then Cooler has all better skills. Cooler has better secure. Cooler has immune to wall. Cooler's tankier in general. Like, again, and the thing about tank is, you know, you could say, oh, you know, Cooler's the best tank, so, like, you know, Zamasu doesn't necessarily have to live up to him. He does, actually. Look at all the technicals here. Look at all the technicals in one row. Zamasu's, like, pales in comparison to Cooler. Early on even, Caulifla, same thing. Caulifla was able to actually peel reliably for her teammates, and Masu can't really peel that well. Like, Cooler could peel pretty decently well. Caulifla could peel decently well. Vegeta even could peel better. Baby could help out. You guys kind of get the point. I really think what maybe sets these two apart from the other tanks as well is the lack of ability to peel. And Baby's not like the best peeling character, but I really like his skill 1. The heal he has is pretty decent still. I think you could do some kind of silly stuff with this guy still. These guys, I feel like, don't have like that potential that like Baby has. Vegeta, I think, still stays up here. I think Vegeta is just overall a good character. He's not like, he's like a, I think Vegeta's like an easy character to learn the game with as a tank character, then eventually move over to Caulifla or Cooler. I do think that Vegeta could use help though. Maybe skill 3 I think could use a buff. Skill 1 a little bit. His ultimate though, like his ultimate is kind of whatever. Vegeta's ultimate, I mean, I talked about this in the kind of who should be nerfed and buffed, but I think Vegeta's ultimate is like really bad. It's like probably one of the worst ultimates in the game. It's very bad. At least Caulifla has provoked on it. Vegeta's ultimate like does nothing. It gives him shield depending on how many people are hit, but like I don't think it really matters per se, right? I just think it's kind of whatever. I did have 18 here. Some people were asking why 18 wasn't higher, and I think the only reason is because I personally, like, she could be decent at secures at best, but I don't think she's necessarily too great at that compared to some other heroes, and her range is very low. I mean, like, especially like against 16 early on or Nappa, like a lot of characters who could secure maybe have energy moves or moves that can just rush in. 18 is very, like, her range is like decent. She has a destructive actually. I think that could be used pretty nicely. But her range is not the best. She's kind of a character that does heavily rely on, you know, snowballing, which most characters do, to be fair. But I think 18 just doesn't, like, 18 when she's like really bursting could be like this, but I think it takes more to get 18 to that level than other characters. Like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, skill 1, skill 3, skill 1. Oh, mega damage, skill 3, skill 1. Skill 1, skill 2. Skill 1. With Piccolo. Like, I think 18 kind of, she does use all of her skills at once to get a secure. I think that it just takes less effort for these other characters. That's kind of how I feel about it. Trunks is, again, one more character. I was thinking about moving Deborah down. And Oob maybe down as well. Because Oob, like, if I do this and say, what if I said Oob and Deborah need buffs? Because, like, Deborah is like, he could eat tanks, but I think he needs a little more meat to him. You know what I mean? I think he needs just a little more meat to him, maybe more damage. Because, like, I think once you get Deborah cooking, man, he could start really cooking. But I think that tanks are, maybe it's that tanks are still overall, like, the best tanks are still a little too oppressive, or realistically, like, a lot of the tanks aren't even that great. And the more better tanks there are, the better Deborah will get. I think could be another thing as well. But maybe Deborah could use a little more, just like damage. Ooh, I'm not sure what that will change with them, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, from here, I think this looks pretty good to me. Many changes could be made to this list. Also, fuck Bojack, but many changes could be made to this list. You could, like, good and raw. I feel like 18 has to be here. Okay, sure. Trunks has to be here. Okay, I don't care that much. I think many of the characters are really close to each other. I think I would say Deborah, Oob could use slight buffs. So Mouse needs a buff. Cell needs a buff. Bojack needs it. I would argue, though, if they're gonna focus on another archetype, I would rather than focus on tank first, because when you think about it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 attackers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 7 technicals. 1, 2. And the top tier of characters. And there's also just less tanks than every other archetype. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tanks, 7 technicals, and there's way more attackers, of course, because you need 2 attackers, right? But because of that, there's way more usable characters in the best of the best well, you definitely feel a little bit of a drop off when it comes to tanks. So I would hope that tanks get buffs, Vegeta slight buff, Baby slight buff, Zamasu and Cell buffs. If they don't touch Deborah and Oob, I'm like not like, oh, it's the worst thing ever. But like I said, if tanks get better overall, like, and we see like Deborah is able to kind of feel stronger. Of course, there's a tank every game, right? But I think a Deborah slight buff and then overall tanks get better and more impressive, you'll be feeling the need to pick Deborah but more potentially, right? Rather than just picking a character that could just do fine overall. That's me though, especially because in some games you run into Cell, some games you run into Zamasu, some games you run into Baby, right? But let me know what y'all are thinking. Appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.